Welcome to our episode, Visiting the Bank. Today, we'll join Lena, a customer, as she enters a modern bank branch for the first time. To start, what are some things you notice about the atmosphere in a typical bank, Mr. Adams?
Great question. Banks are usually calm and organized, with clear signs for different services like customer service or teller. This helps customers like Lena feel comfortable, even if it's their first visit. The environment is designed to make banking tasks less stressful.
That's true. Many people worry about speaking English in formal places. How can learners stay calm when visiting a bank for the first time?
I suggest preparing basic phrases before you go. For example, practice saying, "Hello, I'd like to open an account." Also, speaking slowly and clearly helps the teller understand you, and they'll be happy to help if you ask politely.
Let's move to the first step, introducing yourself at the bank. Lena approaches the counter and says, "Hello, I'm Lena. Can you help me open a savings account?" Why is this a strong way to start?
By clearly stating your name and your goal, you help the teller assist you faster. Using "Can you help me" is polite and direct. It also makes it easy for beginners to remember and use in many situations, not just at the bank.
So, "can you help me" is a flexible phrase. Are there other ways to express this politely?
Absolutely. You can also say, "May I open a savings account?" Or, "I would like to open an account, please." Both are clear and respectful. Adding "please" shows good manners, which is very important in English-speaking countries.
You just mentioned can and may. Let's dive deeper into modal verbs. Why are these words so important for making polite requests in English, especially in banks?
Modal verbs like can and may soften your request, making it sound less like a demand. "May I see your ID?" is more formal than "Can I see your ID?" but both are polite. Using them shows respect and helps you build good relationships with staff.
That's helpful. Is there a difference between can I and may I in everyday banking conversations?
In daily use, can is more common and sounds friendly. May is a bit more formal and traditional. For instance, a teller might say, "May I help you?" To be especially polite, but "Can I help you?" is also perfectly acceptable.
Next, let's focus on essential banking terms. Words like savings account, checking account, deposit, and withdrawal often confuse learners. Can you explain these simply, with examples?
Of course, a savings account helps you save money for the future, while a checking account is for daily spending. A deposit means putting money into your account, like when you get paid. A withdrawal is taking money out, for example, when you need cash.
That's clear. How can listeners remember the difference between deposit and withdrawal?
Think of deposit as dropping money into your account, like dropping coins into a piggy bank. Withdrawal is pulling money out, like taking cash from an ATM. Visualizing the movement helps reinforce the meaning.
Once Lena asks to open an account, the teller will request some documents. What are common documents or forms you might need, and how should you ask about them?
Usually, you'll need an ID, like a passport or driver's license, and sometimes proof of address. If you're unsure, you could ask, "Do I need to bring any documents?" Or, "Can you tell me which forms I should fill out?" It's always okay to ask for help or clarification.
Are there polite ways to ask the teller to repeat or explain a form?
Definitely. Say, "Could you please explain this form?" Or, "Can you help me fill this out?" These questions are polite and show that you want to complete the process correctly.
Let's walk through a basic transaction. Imagine Lena wants to deposit $200. What would a natural conversation sound like, and which phrases should learners practice?
Lena could say, "I'd like to deposit $200, please." The teller might reply, "Certainly. Please fill out this deposit slip." Then Lena could ask, "Can you help me with this form?" The teller responds, "Of course, just write your name and amount here." Practicing these exchanges builds confidence.
And if Lena wanted to withdraw money instead?
She would say, "I'd like to withdraw 100. The teller might ask, "May I see your ID?" After checking, the teller hands her the cash and says, "Here you go. Is there anything else I can help you with today?" These scripts are useful for many situations.
Checking your account balance is another common task. How can learners ask about their balance politely, and what responses should they expect from the teller?
A customer can say, "Can you tell me my account balance?" Or, "May I check my balance, please?" The teller will verify your identity and then reply, "Your current balance is 500." If you have more questions, don't hesitate to ask, such as, "Can you explain my recent transactions?"
Pronunciation is key in financial settings. Some words, like withdrawal, can be tricky for learners. What are your top tips for speaking these words clearly at the bank?
Break longer words into syllables. With, draw, all. Practice slowly at first and focus on the main stress, withdrawal. Also, pause naturally before important words, like account or deposit, to help the listener understand you. Listening to native speakers can also improve your pronunciation.
Are there common mistakes to watch out for?
Yes, people often blend words together or drop sounds. Make sure to pronounce each syllable clearly, especially with formal banking terms. Recording yourself and comparing it to model audio can be very helpful.
Let's transition into practice. Why is role-playing real-life bank conversations such an effective way to learn English?
Role play helps you build muscle memory for speaking. If you practice saying, "Can I open an account?" out loud, you'll feel more confident when it's time to use it in real life. It also lets you practice pronunciation, intonation, and polite forms in a safe environment.
Could you suggest a role-play scenario for our listeners to try right now?
Certainly. Pretend you're at the bank counter. Say, "Hello, I'd like to withdraw. 100, please." Then imagine the teller asks, "May I see your ID?" Respond, "Yes, here it is." Practicing both sides helps reinforce key phrases and vocabulary.
As we wrap up, it's time for our mini speaking challenge. What simple prompts can listeners use to practice bank interactions confidently on their own?
Try these. Ask the teller to help you open an account. Or say you want to check your balance. For example, start with, "Can you help me with this form?" Or, "I'd like to make a deposit." Practicing out loud, even alone, builds real-world confidence.
Any final advice for non-native speakers visiting a bank in English?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Staff are used to helping people from many backgrounds. Speak slowly, use polite phrases, and remember, every visit is a chance to improve your English. Good luck at the bank.